I think there's first of all, I should have a minor clarification. If you have listened to my last speech during the extension debate of the president rule, I said it doesn't matter to me whether he comes or not. I've said it, so don't tell me that I was asking him to come. Initially, if you have followed me before the election, I said I was hurt, that I felt abandoned, that the Prime Minister did not do anything. But later on I said it's too much now, so it doesn't matter to me whether he comes or not. But as the Prime Minister, he has come. At least I said, what has happened, let's begin a new beginning. I have been insisting that jo bhi ho gaya hai hone do, let's start a new beginning, let's try to handle this. That sincerity and honesty I was expecting from him, even when I heard that he is visiting. Then I suddenly discovered that this is not a dedicated visit to the state. It's like a stopover, and I said our president had said, AICC Kharge had rightly put it, it's a pit stop. And मैंने भी ये बोला था कि ये कोई मिजोरम में आ रहा है and आसाम में आ रहा है, तो चलो मणिपुर रास्ते पे है, कोई पानी वानी पी के वापस चला जाएगा. That kind of an attitude. So it's a very not a specific, well-intentioned visit to solve the problem. And it became very obvious that for the first time I sensed that a Prime Minister visiting a state, there was no prior announcement. It was barely 24 hours. There was, I think Chief Secretary said something of his visit, and CLP and I and other members, MLAs, they got the invitation yesterday evening, late in the evening, which is very unfortunate. If he has a well-intentioned visit to address the crisis, the expectation is that he would have stayed here a little longer. There will be a time slot to meet the political leaders, civil society leaders, women group, various stakeholders, and the top security officers and consultations, and then he would make a public announcement on time-bound concrete steps to be taken to restore normalcy, which the number one priority is the IDPs, to make sure that they return back to their original homes, and people are not getting access to public facilities like airport, hospitals or highways, irrespective of communities. And that, I would have expected him to announce something on that specific plans. And we know that this disarming is very important. Our party has been calling for it. There should be an absolute disarming of the people. All those concrete steps, we didn't get to hear anything in his speech. So it just confirmed that, that's why I said, I often remember this very well-known Jew author called Hannah Arendt. Once he said that your experience to be in the public, to make it real, you need to articulate. So Prime Minister's refusal to articulate the crisis, his refusal to acknowledge itself, is trying to deny and make our tragedy invisible. For him, it doesn't exist. So it's like business as usual. Development project announced kar diya and koi inauguration karke chala gaya kind of a thing. I think, and same old stuff of Manipur is sports and cultures. We are suffering for 2 years. And it's the first time I've been asking this, which crisis in India in the last 75 years you have heard that citizens cannot get access to certain territory within the country? And you are using vocabularies like buffer zones. Highways, you are not ensuring people to have free movement. Nothing of that. It's absolute abnormal, and he is refusing to acknowledge that this is a crisis that we have suffered. So his visit, to my mind, is in one level, as I said earlier, he has lived up to his image, that insensitivity towards our state. But it is definitely very disappointing for the Prime Minister of the country, the largest democracy in the world, and which 5,000 years old civilization. So I was expecting certain civilizational value, some democratic ethos. He should be the embodiment of these values and ideas as the Prime Minister of this country. But I think it's a huge disappointment. I hope that not only the people of the state, the rest of the country and the world understand what he has done and the way he did today as well. I think it's a huge sense of disappointment. It's a very sad state of affairs.
You also mentioned that he is not the Prime Minister of Gujarat.
I'm going to remind him that he's not even a party Prime Minister. He's the Prime Minister of the country. That one must remember. He goes to Gujarat if something happened, isn't it? I mean, breeze collapse. He goes there and he will do something express sorrow at the loss of life. And have you ever heard him saying this? I'm asking you. You are all journalists. Have you ever heard he condoling the dead or expressing sorrow over the loss of life in this crisis? Never. So it means marne do, मुझे क्या लेना देना kind of thing. I'm sorry to say this. I mean, the one who holds the highest office in this country should not give a chance to anybody to make such kind of a statement. But I think, unfortunately, whatever he has done has invited this kind of a criticism.
One question is that Congress had started taking over BJP, former BJP political heavyweights into the Congress fold. So what is the Congress opinion on that?
I think that you should ask the party president. I am not the party in charge of that one to answer this.
Maximum people were unhappy after hearing the voice of the Prime Minister because nothing was mentioned. Even 10 internally displaced people were invited at a particular venue just to meet Prime Minister or just to hear the address. So, any comments on that?
So that's, see, compare with our LOP. When Rahulji visited, he physically went to these different camps and interacted with people. Look at the bonhomie and the concern he has shown for the people, that is not a photo op. That is a serious concern for the people of the state. And I think I would have expected, again, it's an expectation, the Prime Minister should have physically visited some of these relief camps, and you see for yourself what kind of a condition they live. You call them, select people, it is still, if I have to say very honestly, something is better than nothing. That much he has done it, I must acknowledge. And I think it must be kind of a ritual that it needs to be performed so that he can say that I have met the IDPs. I think the real intention will come if he has the audacity, he has the honesty to visit these camps and interact with the people out there.